What's up guys, Andrew here. Today I have my full review on one of the hottest flagships on the market for 2015, and this is the LG G4. Big shout out to LG for sending me this unit for a review. The new G4 is based on the success of last year's G3. The overall design is pretty similar. LG took the let's not fix what's broken approach, and I don't blame them. The G4 looks pretty sleek. The back is plastic with curved indentions, and all new for this year is multiple choices of leather back covers that look very nice. So let's get to the design and build quality. Yes, it does not feel premium like the Galaxy S6 and iPhone 6. However, it does not feel cheap either. I was very surprised with the build quality. Once the back cover is secured on, I cannot hear any weird creaks or noises like other plastic phones like the Galaxy S5. In addition to the 32GB of onboard storage, you also have the expandable micro SD card slot, and you get the 3000 mAh removable battery pack, which is extremely rare nowadays. The G4 is still rocking the home button and volume buttons on the back. At first I thought this was kind of weird because every other phone out there, the button is either on the side or the front. But after using this phone for a couple of days now, it just feels natural to have the buttons on the back. Overall, I'm really digging this button layout thus far. If you don't like accessing the power button on the back, then you can also use LG's knock on and knock code feature to unlock the phone. Knock code can be configured multiple ways, but I'm going to use a standard knock on code in the sequence of a square. I found these modes to be quite accurate, and it rarely gave me any issues. Unlike most flagships on the market, the LG G4 features a curved Quad HD quantum display with a resolution of 2560 by 1440, which translates to 539 pixels per inch. This display is breathtaking. The colors are much cooler and accurate compared to the AMOLED screens, which tends to oversaturate colors. The viewing angles are great, and the overall performance has been spectacular. The G4 is rocking the latest Android 5.1 Lollipop with the LG UX 4.0 skin on top. The LG skin is much cleaner compared to last year, and the performance feels much better overall. The UX 4.0 skin also gives you the access to the LG Smart Bulletin, which will give you quick access to the LG Health Tracker, calendar, music player, smart settings, and your IR remote controls. With a big 5.5-inch screen, dual window mode can be quite useful for certain apps. For example, you can browse the web while watching YouTube video clips at the same time. A minor annoyance I had with the UX 4.0 skin was the settings tab. I prefer a list view, and the good news here is LG does give you an option to switch to list view. Next up is smart settings. Here you can have settings like when to turn on the Bluetooth. Here's an example. You can have it turn off when you're at home to save battery life, and you can also configure smart settings to automatically open the music player when you attach a 3.5mm headset. For the processor, LG chose to go with a Snapdragon 808 instead of the 810 because LG claims the 808 chip is more optimized with the new camera system and the phone itself. The 808 chip is a hexa-core chip that does an excellent job of powering this phone. I never experienced any lag with this processor, especially with the 3GB of onboard RAM. Since the announcement of the G4, LG did mention that Quick Charge 2.0 was not available. However, Qualcomm and LG has now confirmed that Quick Charge 2.0 is indeed compatible. Quick Charge 2.0 is a new feature designed by Qualcomm to charge your phone up to 75% faster compared to Quick Charge 1.0. Since LG did not include a Quick Charge adapter inside the box, you can use an aftermarket Alki Quick Charge 2.0 adapter. For my test, the new Alki 2.0 charger did offer faster charging overall compared to the stock wall adapter. This charger retails for $15.99 on Amazon. Next up is a quick size comparison with the iPhone 6 compared to the G4. And as you can see here, it's just a tad bigger than the iPhone 6. I am very impressed with the overall size of the G4 considering it's packing a 5.5-inch screen. Now let's compare it with the Galaxy S6 Edge. And we get pretty much the same results as the iPhone 6. The weight of the G4 is 5.4 ounces compared to the S6 Edge, which is 4.6 ounces, and the iPhone 6 comes in at 4.55 ounces. To be honest, the weight of the G4 is not that much heavier compared to these. So how about battery performance? The G4 features a 3000 mAh battery, and the performance has been good. I've been able to get around 16 hours of standby and anywhere from 3.5 to 4.5 hours of screen on time. This is with 65% on LTE and 45% on Wi-Fi. This was with normal usage like texting, web browsing, phone calls, and watching YouTube. The highlight of this flagship phone is going to be the new camera sensor that LG put on here. This is a new 16 megapixel sensor with an aperture of f1.8. After testing out this baby, this camera is freaking awesome. The auto mode is actually pretty good with just one minor complaint. Shots taken in low light will tend to overcompensate and make some images look a tad more yellow. Besides this issue, this is probably the best camera on a smartphone to date. I would not even think twice about leaving my regular point and shoot at home unless I needed the longer optical zoom. Another killer feature on the GeForce camera is full manual control. You can control all your settings like white balance, manual focus, ISO, and shutter speed. Oh, by the way, you can even shoot in RAW. The files are huge, but you'll get much more detail in post-processing compared to JPEG. This is a first on all flagships for 2015. And here are a couple of photo samples taken on the G4's auto mode. What's up guys, testing out the 4K recording on the G4 without OIS. Let's take a look at the difference here. Now this is at 1080p with OIS enabled. As you can see here, the OIS is working, but it tends to be very aggressive. Hopefully LG can issue a software update to make OIS smoother in 1080p. If you're clumsy like me, you may want to get a case to protect your G4. The case I'm using is the Spigen Neo Hybrid in satin silver. The sides are made of plastic and it's a bit slippery. But if you want something that is less bulky, then I would recommend the Incipia Dual Pro for the G4. It offers the right amount of protection, and the surrounding areas are all made of that soft touch plastic that really gives your phone that nice feel and grip that you need. Call quality on AT&T's network in Dallas, Texas has been superb. Callers on the other hand said I sounded crisp and clear. Speaker quality was pretty good as well, especially being on the back of the phone. However, for the next generation, I would like to see LG implement side-facing speakers or front-facing. Let's get to the conclusion of the new G4. If I had to sign a 2-year contract, I would not hesitate at all to recommend the G4. This phone has all the right bells and whistles. It's rocking a stunning Quad HD display, snappy Snapdragon 808 chip with 3GB of RAM, a killer camera with full manual controls to capture the perfect shot, and best of all, a removable battery and a micro SD card slot. This is just an awesome phone that I'm so excited to use. Like I said earlier, the only major knock on this device is the plastic build quality. It just doesn't feel premium like the other flagships. Well guys, this about wraps up my full review on the new LG G4. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, or if you did not enjoy it, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.